Oh, yeah. It's about that time. Time for the Unbreakable Parents podcast. Welcome, everybody. I'm your host, Devante Erlinson, head coach here at AXEARE Wellness Coaching. And today, we're here to talk about how you're going to build strong habits in 2025. Yeah, if you're the person who's always told yourself every year, this year's the year, new me, I'm going to shed those pounds of fat, I'm going to build that muscle, I'm going to be the healthiest version of myself. But then 3 months in, it all seems to fall apart. Well, this episode's for you. It's also for me because it's happened to me before as well. And I love talking about this, right? How do we build in a system that we can take with us the entire year and create an unbreakable foundation around our fitness, health, and wellness? It's exactly what we're here to talk about today. So sit back, grab your tea, your coffee, whatever may feel you, and let's chat. Oh, man. I'm excited to be back with you all. Man, life's great. Thank you, babe. Holiday season came through. Got myself a little present, making production that much easier here on the Unbreakable Parents podcast. Really just in general for AXEARE and for myself in all. And I'm really excited to be here. Audio should be sounding so crisp. Little intro music there built into the soundboard. I got a couple other things we'll be doing here. And today, like you heard in the intro, we're here to talk about how we build strong habits in 2025. I'm a firm believer that, yes, you can make this year your best year. And I love the fact of people saying, hey, don't wait till the new year. But we're almost there. I mean, actually, by the time this podcast drops, it will be just about the new year. I think it'll actually be New Year's Eve just before. So perfect time to drop an episode like this. And something I want to always kind of throw out there when I think about this, and I always say this at the end, but we're gonna have it at the beginning. Just remember, the legacy we leave behind only lasts as long as the foundation we build it upon. Let's make those foundations unbreakable. Yes, sir. How do we do that? Well, like I said, having strong habits that you can ground your feet in and stand upon and really get through some of the craziest times, right? The holidays were just upon us. I know in my household, that is an insanely stressful time, like insanely stressful. And for me, it's just periodically throughout the year. It's, when college kicks up, when there's a lot more business to be done, when maybe there isn't as much business and I'm stressing over that, right? There's a lot of different things. But having unbreakable habits is something that you can really trust in yourself to always fall back on. And it's something I do for myself as well. So, what are some key points for today? First, why habits matter more than motivation. Some practical examples of meal prep and family workouts. And then some real life stories of successful habit building. So, let's jump right into it. First things first. Why habits matter more than motivation. Now, here's the thing. Motivation's great. It gets you off the ground. It gets you going. But you definitely can't just expect that to take you all the way. It's going to dry up, and it always does, because there's going to be days that are going to feel so long. You might not have any sleep. Food is down. Kids might have been sick. I mean, there could be a million different things that go on when we think about life as a parent, right? And if that's the case, well, if we can't stand on motivation, then what do we stand upon? Well, those habits, right, ingrained over time, small foundational things that you can do on a daily, consistent basis will go so much farther than motivation, because those habits, once they're ingrained and you're used to doing them, even if, they might not happen every single day, but you're working toward it week after week after week, and it's in the forefront of your brain, that's still going to get you much farther than motivation will. Motivation's only going to take you, for the sake of the conversation, let's say 3 months, right? It might take you 3 months long. Oh, cool. And then it starts to dry up. 4 months, still getting through it because it's just something I know I need to do. And then, boom, no more nutrition being followed. That's out the window. Training's out the window. Lifestyle choices out the window. Mindset out the window. All of it, right? How do I know? I've been there. I have lived through this myself. I've done it time and time again. If you didn't listen to the most recent episode, go back, check that out. I get a little bit more personal. I talk about things that I've been through personally and how I built this whole system here, the Unbreakable Foundation system, and why I believe that really is a cornerstone to so many of us achieving the fitness, health, and wellness goals that we have. Now, habits don't have to be crazy either, right? I think this is something that people go way too far down the rabbit hole on and try to make it this crazy thing. Now, it doesn't need to be, not at all. Start small, right? Look for like low-hanging fruits is what I always love to say. And that just means what's the easiest thing you can grab and start working on right now without it being too difficult on you, right? Yes, there's always a time and place to make things hard. But if we're thinking of building habits, you don't want these to be something you're fighting yourself every single day. So look for those small or those low-hanging fruits. Choose that first. Like, for example, if I was going to tackle, let's say, my sleep, my water intake, and my stress levels. Stress is up here for sure. That's a big bucket. There's a lot that plays a role in stress. And the thing with that is so much to tackle. Like, how are you supposed to do it all at once, trying to maintain all the rest of the stuff? I like to work my way backwards, right? So, okay, all right, sleep. That might be a little hard because job, college, kids, right? Whatever life looks like. So maybe water is the easiest thing I can start to tackle. Maybe then I start just building a good habit around hydration. I start focusing on that, but that then builds this momentum inside of myself to then keep going and to keep going and to keep going and to keep getting that water in and to keep making that healthy choice, which then leads to me making more healthy choices subconsciously. Maybe then I'm moving a little bit more. I'm walking more because I'm going to the bathroom more. Then I notice I'm getting more steps in. I'm feeling better. My body, my low back doesn't hurt as bad from my injury in the military. I feel just much better mentally because I'm not locked into a chair for hours on end. I'm focused on other things, and then boom, it starts to cascade from there. So that's how you look at the low-hanging fruit, like reaching for the thing that's easiest to do first. Build some momentum there, not using motivation, but momentum on that habit to then go create more habits, making your unbreakable foundations. And that's why habits are just so much more powerful than motivation. Like I said, it's going to take you through the entire year versus maybe 3 months, maybe 4. Usually it's 3. That's what they see time and time again, especially in the big box gyms around this time of year. It's an influx from January, February, March, and then it falls off from there. So usually around 6 months, it falls off greatly. So just something I want you all to keep in mind. Yes, motivation's great. You get kickstarted, get hyped up. Let's go. Let's go. Let the holy spirit of fitness, health, and wellness speak through you this year, and let's go make it happen, my friends. I'm sorry, I had to do that. We're using that some more in this. I like that. But seriously, like, get some motivation, get going, but then realize, okay, it's the habits that I need to build in that are going to be key. Now, here's some practical examples of meal prep and family workouts for you. And when we think about this, when we think about going into meal prep, family workouts, I'm not going to talk too in depth here. I don't want to waste too much time speaking through exact examples. If you want exact examples, I have templates. I have a breakfast guide. I have a grocery shopping guide. I'm putting together a whole entire meal prep guide that will come out every single month. So If you want anything like that, check the link below. Join the XR Collective. That's where you'll get any notifications for that, or feel free to just send me a DM or an email. Everything's down below in the show notes / description, so feel free to check that out. But really, the main point here is you got to make things practical, especially if you're just starting. Even if you're not just starting, like myself, I'm not just starting, but I had to be real with myself. I had to be real with some of the things I was chasing just weren't aligned with what I really want in life, and it was it was impractical. It wasn't fair to me. It wasn't fair to my kids. It wasn't fair to my wife, and there's a lot of things that played a role. And that was just on my exercise routine, my training goals, where I was trying to go with that. And now I'm looking at it more practically. I got my gym set up here. I'm only going to be going to the gym twice a week. I'll still train 4 times a week, twice at home. I'll be able to incorporate the kids more, do some more at-home fun stuff. And then also the meal prep. It becomes a lot easier when I get the kids involved and I find things that they like to eat that I also like to eat. Like this morning, we all had oatmeal. So one of my kids, Arlo, the oldest, he has berries in his. My youngest doesn't want berries in his, but then I get berries in mine. Jojo has hers. We all have our little oatmeal meal. I think I had some toast this morning, and then they had some hash browns. And the cool part is, a little sneak, I put some protein powder in there. Kids are getting protein in. I got my little dose of protein for the morning. So is Jojo. But that's outside the point. I make it very practical. I make it in a way that isn't going to make this harder on me, right? I already got a lot to do as a parent, as somebody who owns a business, a full-time student, a coach, a partner to my wife. Like there's so much I got to juggle. So if I'm really going to make this work, like let's go. Let's make it practical though, bro. Like let's make this thing feel like it's just so easy, right? It's not going to be easy. I shouldn't say that. Different choice of words. Let's make this feel like it's cohesive with our lives and isn't this jumbly mess that we're trying to figure out all the time. Like who needs that? Not me. Especially when I'm trying to make sure my unbreakable foundations are set and ready in 2025. Now, the last thing, and like I said, I have all the templates and stuff. I have a breakfast guide. We have the other stuff coming out. I have workout plans coming out. So if you want access to any of that, check the link or just shoot me a DM. We can chat some more on that. But just find ways to make it practical for yourself, right? There's things that your kids can eat that you also like to eat? If not, is there a time where you can prep those things that make it a little bit easier for you? Is there something that you and your wife like to eat that you can prep or you and your spouse, I should say, that you like to prep or eat that you can prep together? Have one big thing ready to go that you both can use. Maybe you're doing family workouts instead of just alone workouts. Like I was just saying, I'm going to do 2 workouts here where me and Jojo can do stuff together. If the kids want to join in, they can. It's super cool that way. There's so many things we can dive into, but we'll do a separate episode just for that. I think that'd be a good idea. Maybe I'll go through some of the templates that I have. That'd be a fun one. We'll do that for a podcast one of these days. But I'm going to leave it at that for today. Now, I told you about my real life stories, my examples. And I just want you to know I'm still working on this. Like I'm human. I'm still figuring out exactly what works best. But that's the exciting part. Like this is all an experiment. This is all a chance for us to get out there and actually just try to figure the dang thing out. And I know I'm getting closer and closer and closer to what's going to get me to the level I want to be at. I'm not there yet. We're coming. And I know the steps I need to take to get there. And that's where the Unbreakable Foundations comes in for me, right? Like being able to have my own set that I can stand upon and keep grinding this out. Like that's those habits that I've built. And it takes a while. So don't feel alone. If you do, come join us in the AXEARE Collective. We are like-minded individuals who are just high-performing parents who want to be the best version of themselves to then give that to others, the loved ones around them. And that's really all I got for you all today. Like I said, 2025 is right around the corner. What are you going to do? Are you going to tell yourself again, this is the year, let motivation take over and then dry up in 3 months? Or are you going to let the Holy Spirits of fitness, health, and wellness speak to you this year? And are you going to build some unbreakable habits that can carry you through the entire year? I would love to hear that's the latter. And I'd love to to communicate with you more on this. So if you want to chat, please, again, feel free, shoot me a DM, an email, join us in the collective, and we'll see you again next week.